Hey, what's up guys? My name is Enigmos and thank you for clicking on this video. You might have not heard of me before, but I have something that you don't, and that is on the exact process of how the gearing system works in the Diablo 4. So without further ado, let me spread your cheeks wide open and fill you up with the knowledge that you require. Now if you're a seasoned veteran, fear not, I have tips and tricks for you all laid out, and if you are a complete novice, I'm gonna take you from the bottom to top in the most simplest form possible, so this will be the only video you will ever need. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. In Diablo 4, the gameplay experience can mainly be approached in two distinct ways. One main option to complete the main campaign and then bid farewell to the game upon reaching level 39. I know at level 39 I finished my main quest line, or you cannot simply just stop at level 39, not to quote the Lord of the Rings here, but you can delve deeper and deeper into the captivating world of Diablo 4. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the essence of Diablo 4, the meat on the bones here. To obtain this ever-improving loot and create challenging character builds. That's what you play the game for. Now, for those of you who are well versed in the realms of ARPGs or MMOs, the concept of loot and rarity system should be familiar. However, if you happen to be a complete noob or unsure about the rarities in the system, fear not, allow me to spread your legs, pop this cherry wide open and shed some valuable semen on this matter. The loot system in Diablo 4 revolves around two pivotal factors: your world tier and your current character level. Loot items come in a variety of rarities, which is basically the byproduct of the two pivotal factors, beginning with the common, represented by white items with the lowest item power. I will have it on the screen here, followed by magic, which can be identified by their blue hue, rares marked by vibrant yellow colors, and the babies we all desire, the legendaries here, adorned with dark orange shade. Now once you acquire your first Elder Wand, so to speak, your first legendary item, you will discover an intriguing component that is called the aspects or imprints on these legendaries. These terms essentially serve as interchangeable synonyms denoting randomized affixes that enhances your damage output or align harmoniously with your chosen build. These aspects play a crucial role in your journey of leveling and progression. It's like turning a regular dish into a 5-star gourmet meal. That's what I would say. However, the difference here is not really that huge. You'll find yourself disposing of them quite a bit. At some time you will discover that when it pours, it rains, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, keep that in mind. Nevertheless, you can also extract these imprints and then place them into a different item, so it's not useless per se. Now let's focus on world tier systems. And what are world tier systems? Well, they take the center stage of Diablo 4, elevating the stakes and augmenting your rewards as you climb its ranks. As it stands, the gameplay currently offers 4 tiers, each bearing unique characteristics and challenges. Tier 1, the adventure. Tier 2, veteran. Tier 3, nightmare. Tier 4, torment. Now, progressing through these tiers not only intensifies the difficulty of the game, but also influences the quality of your loot drops, the amount of gold you acquire from, killing a bunch of mobs, and the experience gained from completing tasks within the game. For example, in Tier 3, you unlock this thing called the Helltide. As you commence your initial foray into the world of Diablo 4, a choice awaits you. You can either choose to, go through the Tier 1 or Tier 2 as your leveling experience. Now, this choice is what separates the real men from the boys here, a decision to be a true 6'11" Adonis and prevail onto higher tiers, or you can actively choose to devolve into a WOP, let's say. So, okay, now in reality the decision does not have a significant impact here on your gearing process, just on your ego. Maybe. Once you decide this, finish the main campaign and you will gain the ability to progress further into the Tier 3. Now Tier 3, however, introduces a more stimulating dimension to the game. It unlocks superior loot drops, particularly in the form of sacred items. These sacred items hold the familiar rarities of white, blue, yellow and legendaries, but possesses significant enhancements of the regular counterparts. With a considerable boost in stats, they frequently present themselves as substantial upgrades for your character. Additionally, Tier 3 introduces you to a new form of dopamine dosage, which is the prospect of acquiring unique items, represented by a captivating orange hue, which adds another layer of rarity and power to your arsenal. If you have been following, you can guess what's next, and that is Tier 4, baby. To ascend to the pinnacle of world tier systems and unlock Tier 4, you must first prove your mettle by conquering a formidable dungeon known as the Fallen Temple. This challenge is reserved for characters who achieved level 70 and above, and it bestows upon you the privilege of acquiring ancestral items, regarded as the epitome of rarity and power in Diablo 4. With that said, I'll be making more videos in the future exploring more in depth what the specific differences for sacred, unique and ancestral items are, so need of worry. You can just subscribe, look out for them, shameless plug. Now that you understand what the main progressions are in the game, let's quickly talk about what you can do in game once you have obtained your first rare piece of gear, which NPCs to visit first and what are their functionalities. As you can see here, you have 3 main NPCs to go to while leveling. Here is what each of these do, and I'm feeling a little bit noble today, so I will add additional sprinkle here on top, some tips and tricks for you, so yeah. The first is your blacksmith. The blacksmith has 3 tabs of interactable options for you to choose from: salvage, repair and upgrade item. All equally important, however, salvaging is by far what you should be doing, or at least most of the time anyway. You can easily find yourself full of rares stocked up in yellow items whilst doing your dungeons, for example. In that case, do not drop everything. You can just seamlessly teleport back to your main town, salvage those items or sell them, and then TP back to your dungeon without interrupting it. This process can be repeated infinitely. If you are wondering what is the percentage to sell versus salvage for resources it would be about 30% to a quarter that you should be selling so that you have enough coin to be able to upgrade new items, which is done by the 3rd tab with the blacksmith. Make sure that the items you will be salvaging will be no longer required or will not be required in the future for your specific build. Like we mentioned in the past, legendaries in particular have affixes that you are able to extract from and imprint them on other legendaries or rare items. Now with that said, I want to highlight the functionalities of the jeweler, which also is very important when you will want to craft, upgrade, socket or unsocket your amulets and rings. As goes for the unsocketing, here's a pro tip for you: do not pay for it. When you dismantle gear with a gem, the gear is destroyed, but you get to keep that gem, unless you really want that specific item, then of course. As you can see, just like the blacksmith, this is the counterpart, and you can also upgrade items here the same way you would upgrade them at the blacksmith. The main difference here is that you have an option to craft gems, and gems are a powerful rigs that enhances your damage output, so make sure you research your build, watch out for my future gem videos, or as an alternative, there are plenty of guides that you can find and even build sites. The main I can recommend, by the way, is d4builds.gg. This will be a link in the description which will give you a look into the exact build you want to go for, as well as other meta builds available. Speaking of builds, most great builds will come from with you optimizing your legendary and legendary aspects. Now, I have made a video about this that you can further check out. It's called Codex of Power, but to reiterate, the final major NPC will be the Occultist. Now, the Occultist, you can find these bad boys in every main town. These shady friends will help you to do a number of things, from imprinting aspects, extracting them, and enchanting items. You will knock this NPC see when you hit level 25. So let's talk about the first tab, imprinting aspects. The function allows you to hone your legendaries and other rares, yellow items, turning them into legendaries, let's say. Now these aspects can be obtained by doing side dungeons in the game. Once you have completed the dungeon, it gives you a codex of power, which as you can see here on the left can be inserted here. Let me demonstrate. If I want a specific affix on an item, I select the codex or aspect I just farmed from dungeons and select my item I want to input that into. This will not only hone that item but also convert a yellow to a legendary with an additional codex of power. This leads us nicely to the second tab of the Occultist, and this is called Extract Power. Extract Power is what it is required of you if you want to imprint an aspect instead of the Codex of Power, which is the functionality or a choice you get in the first tab of the Occultist. Now, you might ask, what's the difference between an aspect and the Codex of Power? Well, like I said, Codex is the dungeon guarantee, but an aspect is what you get from destroying legendaries that you have obtained yourself by doing dungeons and unlocking world tier 3. You then get drops of legendaries which then can be returned to the Occultist and then destroyed, leaving yourself the imprint that specific legendary had. I hope I explained that understandably for you. But moving on, we also have the third option here at the Occultist, not mentioning the other two in the middle here as it's something you will unlock later down the line, and I'll be making a separate video explaining that. However, enchanting items is where you get the chance to roll the exact affix you want by replacing one that is rather hurtful to your build. So you can fine tune exactly what your build needs, whether it's intelligence, whether it's movement speed, you name it, it is there, and you can do this to maximize your experience. So yeah, that's about it here. Before I conclude, here's a quick tip that Diablo 4 provides, a setting that allows you to activate a comprehensive view on the stat deductions or the upgrades that you have when you compare your current item to the items that you have in your inventory. When you want to swap them, you know, it's an invaluable feature really. It ensures that you can make informed decisions about your gear, maximizing the potential of your character and your build. So yeah, turn that on. In summary, the gearing process in Diablo 4 is not really that different from other ARPGs, and it's very self-explanatory once you get in. So don't fear, you know, just go try it out, go experiment. You know, the progression through the world tier system, the acquisition of the increasingly rare and powerful loot, and the careful consideration of item affixes and enchantments are just the key components here that are all subject to change. So, you know, whether you're a novice or a seasoned player, the attraction of crafting the perfect character build and witnessing their growth is an adventure worth embarking upon in the realms of Diablo 4. So, or you can jerk off instead. I don't know, whatever really tickles your pickle. But yeah, anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.